Time now for our political insiders. Tony May and Charlie Giroux join us in studio. It is election day. Of course, they're going to be here to talk about the races. And as Rob said, I bet they both voted for Tom.
That was my line. That was your
He worked on that all day.
I know, I stole it. You shouldn't have said it during the commercial break.
But seriously, Charlie, I'll turn to you first on this. The governor really closed the gap in the polls. I mean, when you look at the polls from 4 months back, it seemed like a one-man race. Today, it seemed a heck of a lot closer.
It was, and that's a frustration, I'm sure, for the Corbett people, because had some folks considered months back that it was going to be this close, they might have done some different things throughout the course of the campaign, but it was always an uphill battle for the governor, and he chugged the train as hard as he could. Tony and I are both hearing that turnout today is actually pretty high, which is a good thing for the process. How it turns out in results remains to be seen.
Yeah, 40 or 50% would be high turnout for an off-year election. If it gets to be that high, people seem to think that's going to be really good for Tom Wolf. I had expected a lower turnout, which would put the race still in doubt, and I'm still, since we don't know what the turnout is,
right,
I'm not willing to call anybody a victor here.
Too close still to call.
The votes will be counted after 8 o'clock. We'll all be
those who cast their ballots who count.
That's right.
We'll all be here for that. Let's talk about the Lebanon County State House race, the open seat vacated by Rosemary Swanger, Tony.
That's been the most interesting race in the state. Russ Diamond, Republican gadfly, rock the vote entrepreneur, won the Republican nomination. Republican mainstream party people didn't want to support him. They talked Robert McAteer into running as an independent. And then Wanda Bechtold, another Republican, says she's running a write-in campaign. And then Jake Long is the Democrat who wouldn't normally have a chance to win in Republican Lebanon County, actually has a good chance to sneak it away.
Because it is so divided with the Republicans?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really fascinating story, and Tony laid it out pretty well. The real question is, what's the spread of that vote? If it's evenly distributed among McAteer and Diamond, with Wanda Bechtold getting a sizable percentage, Long, in fact, does have a chance. What remains to be seen is whether that actually happens. There's a history in Lebanon County of folks voting for the Republican candidate. What's going to be interesting is to see whether the establishment Republicans that Tony alluded to can talk them off of the Republican line and to an independent, very reminiscent of how Joe Scarnati got elected to the state Senate, who ran as an independent against a Republican incumbent who had some ethical challenges.
All right, well, we have about 30 seconds left. Let's go to 4th Congressional District. This is between Scott Perry, the Republican, and now former Harrisburg Mayor Linda Thompson, the Democrat, is running against him.
Well, Scott Perry didn't take anything for granted. I mean, normally you might say, well, Harrisburg is a small part of the district, and how well known is the mayor of Harrisburg going to be in York County, but he didn't take anything for granted. So it's an uphill climb for Linda Thompson.
A very steep uphill climb. I mean, first of all, Scott Perry's done a very good job as our member of Congress here. He did, as Tony pointed out, run a very aggressive campaign. Members of Congress don't tend to take things for granted. He ran a tough and hard campaign. I think he'll win by a very substantial margin tonight.
All right, it's going to be an exciting night.
Yes, it will be.
We'll be here for it.
And Tony and Charlie are joining us tonight at 11 o'clock for an Election Day wrap-up, giving us their analysis of the day. So we look forward to that, guys. Thank you.